All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone out there doing? Welcome back, or welcome for the first time to Blame Your Brother. We're up to episode 98. Thanks for checking us out, whether you're doing it through the podcast or you're watching live right now on the YouTube channel. If you go to blameyourbrother.tv every Thursday night at 8 p.m., you can come hang out with us as we record the show live and watch the magic as it develops. We got people in the chat already. They're loving it. They're ready to go. Come join us every Thursday night, 8 p.m., episode 98. Like we said, Blame Your Brother. There are three of us that come to you every week. I am one third of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D. Brew, voice of the people, Coheed and Cambria. And I'm joined by this guy who sits to the left of me. It's my brother. It's Lee.
What up, everyone? It's Twitter special number 27, the spiritual giant himself, LeBron Blamer.
There we go. And I'm also joined by Scott, sits to the right of us. It's the one, it's the only, it's John.
Hey everybody, John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. the sole operator of the Disappointment Cannon, Mr. Groupon, and the Madman.
All right. That's when we play that little clip.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do have a madman.
Okay, he's a madman.
There we go. All
Can
right.
I just interrupt right there and
Sure.
tell you how disappointed I am that we've made it 98 episodes and I still don't have a drop for my AKA.
Well,
It's just disappointing.
You're not
That's all I'm
John.
saying. I know. I'm not a madman. I realize that.
there you go.
I'm just saying.
You have to
just-
come with the
just
takes
saying.
like John does. John is known for the takes. So, all right.
I
Well,
mean, no. It's nothing against John. It's mostly just against you.
it's totally against you. But anyway, and John, whatever. It's a burn. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna get a sounder for that one. Every time he rips on you, I'm gonna play Lee insults John. But yeah. So
That would
yeah.
be nice. That would be nice.
Episode 98. Now, if you listen to episode 97 last week, there was we had to cut part of the episode. It was a little bit too hot for the podcast land. So if you listen to it, sorry, part of it cut out. We were apologizing. Things got out of hand. So those were gone. Sorry. I mean, you check what we said on YouTube if you want to check that out, but whatever. But we say that to let you know that at the beginning of every show, we give the chance for us to apologize, to take something back we said, to make the record straight. That's what we do every week. So we start off with Lee. Is there anything you need to apologize for last week's episode?
There's a couple of things I think I need to apologize for.
All
The
right.
first one was the slur I threw at jars of clay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's some gerbils involved. I don't know. It was short, but if you're out there, just tweet at me, and I'll send you that apology directly.
Should we tweet at him right now?
I don't know if they're still around or not.
John?
Like some 90 bands are.
I'm not sure.
The other thing, obviously, there was a heated "Who's to Blame" involving Flaming Hot Cheetos.
Mm-hmm.
I think I disparaged just about everyone in the world, so I take that apology back.
Too late.
You don't have to be a little kid or a whore. There's no reason you can't be both.
Or an inmate, someone said on Instagram.
An inmate? Okay, whatever.
That's what someone said.
So I apologize, but mainly to the blamers. I think I might have thrown out a insult or two out there.
There we go.
It was
Yeah.
just, but that's what happens on Who's to Blame.
Yeah.
I enjoy a bag of hot Cheetos every now and then.
No, you don't.
I do. It's if you're hungry and they're there and there's nothing else.
Okay. That's not what you said last week, but whatever. Okay, so you apologize for insulting all of our listeners. Okay,
Right,
good to
yes.
know. All right, John, anything that stood out last week for you? Now, people were disappointed for your comments on Dear John. We got quite a few tweets about that you told a woman with an autistic son that she should just not tell him, and people were not happy with that response.
Who would be happy with that?
Well, John was. He gave. Do you wish to apologize for that? For
No.
the advice? Oh.
No.
All right. So between now and then, we're going to have to build a paper mache cannon.
Yeah.
We're going to have to spray paint it pink or rainbow with the words disappointment on the side.
Yeah.
But if we could get it to fire like confetti
Ooh, that'd be nice.
or
That'd
maybe
be-
glitter
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
or load it up with a bag of dicks or something.
There you go. That would be even better. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time we've been hit with a bag of dicks, but
If any of the listeners out there wanna send us some diagrams or ideas for that, please send them our way.
Or they could just make it for us. I mean,
Yeah, I was going to
That'd
say,
be better.
in before local podcasters die of potato gun malfunction.
potato gun full of bag of dicks kills 3 podcasters. Now that would make the front page of the
Write that down. I think we just got our key.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. All right. Well, I feel I was pretty strong last week. I always, as you know, I'm the voice of the people, so I never go wrong. But you know what we did do is we took to the Twitter poll and the Facebook poll. We had questions to ask. We had to know. Yes, Jason Steen of the Scoops will, if we die of that, he will report it on his website.
Okay,
Scoop
thank you.
Nashville. Thank you so much there, Jason. All right, so we had a poll because Lee, as he mentioned last week, he said if you love the hot Cheetos, you're either a little kid or a whore. So we put the poll question up and we said, which one are you? Are you a little kid or are you a whore? And the results have come in. There were 39 votes on this, and most people identified themselves as whores. 74%, and 26% said they were little kids. So, what Lee? What do you think about that? Just off the cuff there.
I thought some of the responses we got were pretty hilarious. But yeah,
Which one are you? Are you a little kid or a whore?
I voted in this poll.
And what did you vote?
What do you think I voted?
Whore.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Now-
it's not true. I'm actually just a little kid.
That's what.
It's kind of like what you wish you could be. It's like those memes, like what you were when you first showed up and what you are now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like backwards.
So you were a whore. You've turned into a little
Yeah.
kid. All right, John. What would you have voted for?
Probably a little kid.
I voted little kid. So I was definitely in the minority, but
Definitely.
good to know the whores love blame your brother. So there you go. You guys, this is on you. I didn't say it. You voted it. So there we go. Well, that was it's good to see people.
So do you like Flaming Hot Cheetos?
I do.
Do you like Flaming Hot Cheetos?
Yeah, that's not my thing.
On episode 100, we'll have them in the studio. We'll be having those hot Cheetos here. So be looking for that. All right. And then we had another poll because we asked last week about who would you vote for, Kim Kardashian or Kanye West. Well, someone sent me a message and said it's time for a new poll. I want to know who people would vote for. We put this up on Facebook. Would you vote for Kim and Kanye as president, or would you vote for the lizard people of Illuminati fame? And this one was a little bit bizarre. The lizard people won 75% to 25%. That's a little bit alarming.
Is it though? I believe on the show I said that I would vote for the alien overlords.
You did, lizard people, yeah.
So, I mean, it's not that surprising.
John, lizard people or Kim and Kanye? President of America.
Who's leading? Is Kim president and Kanye
whatever.
vice?
Does it matter at that
It
point?
would make a difference.
Well, I don't
So,
know.
okay, who would you vote for over the lizard people?
I mean, if it was Kim president, I might vote for Kim. But if it's
you would-
Kanye, I would vote for the lizard
You understand
people.
the lizard people are like hardcore right wingers, right? Like you understand they're like bad. Like they are the Donald Trump people. Like that guy that got womp womp, that guy or whoop, whoop, whatever he's. Did you know
He's a lizard person.
Yeah, they're saying that. Do you know what I'm talking about? So the big immigration debate's been going on about the kids being grabbed up at the border, being put in these detention camps. And this guy was on CNN or Fox or something, and this girl goes, "One of these kids was autistic," and he goes, "Womp womp." I was like, "Oh,
It doesn't even make sense.
about what womp
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 womping
Yeah,
an autistic kid.
I agree.
It's like typically when you womp womp something, it's because someone tells like a corny joke or something like that. So is that like he was like saying it was not?
He was like wham wham. So he was trying to say wham wham, and
But
he
he
said
said
womp
womp,
womp. Yeah, womp womp. You know, and I said at the time, we didn't talk about it on the show, but you can't put these kids in these detention camps. This was messed up on a global level, and you see that Donald Trump actually went in and said, yeah, this is wrong. Now I guess
Not at first.
but he eventually did.
Well, because he was taking too much heat for
You
it.
think that guy cares about heat? You think
I think
he's
that's
sitting-
what the only thing if people had come out and not said a thing about it, he'd probably be down there with a whip flogging them back across the border. Let's be honest here.
I don't think the man's that evil, but according to Twitter, because Justice Kennedy is going to resign as the Supreme Court justice, who was the swing vote. Everyone on Twitter says America's over. The world's going to end. America's
We'll
going
see.
back.
No one's been appointed yet.
And we're going
Okay.
back to concentration camps. And then there you go. If you didn't know, no more podcasts unless you're a Womp Womp podcast, and then they'll let you on the air.
I mean, I guess it's the Twitter poll.
I'll jump on the Womp Womp network.
Not me, man. No way. I'm joining the underground resistance.
Well,
Womp wompers all around.
Womp Wompers all around, baby. So There we go. So that was some of the polls we put up. Thanks for participating in those. We really appreciate it. So, all right, well, let's start off with this past week. You guys had some major things go down. John, let's start with you. What happened this week as you were telling us before the show started?
Saturday night, my 2-year-old son, Evil Knievel apparently, decided that it'd be wise for his small little frame to jump over the couch. He was doing good until he met the floor. He broke his collarbone.
Oh, my God. Wow. So you obviously went to the hospital.
Yeah.
And I asked, so they didn't call the cops or anything? They were like, oh, yo.
No, and after like, because I had to work that night, so like I'm Googling everything about collarbone break-ins and everything. And they said it's the most common break for small children.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, that made me feel a little bit better, but like, not a lot better.
Yeah.
It's like small children, not my child. You know?
So what do you do? Like, what is there anything you can really do or?
Not much. He's got a sling and we're making him wear it underneath his clothes. That way it's just kind of double immobility.
Yeah.
And so,
Boy,
but he's actually in good spirits about it. I mean, I don't know if it's because we're pretty on top of pain medication or what, but
well, that's good. I
Well,
mean,
they got him on that hard stuff.
no, just ibuprofen and alternating ibuprofen and Tylenol.
Yeah. That's generally what they do, unless like my son had major surgery and they gave him Loratab or whatever it's called, generic Loratab.
How many did you steal from him?
You know, you don't want to waste good medicine. Okay, that's all I'm going to
He
say.
didn't agree with him.
You know, I did.
You were doing him a
I'm just
favor.
going to be. I did take some of it, and I got sick on the amount.
You
I
just
took.
admitted to that? Wow.
I don't care. He was
I'm going
done.
to write that one down for you to apologize.
He was done
next
with
week.
it. What do you want me to do, man? I mean, whatever. So what? Big deal. Okay, so anyway, so he's doing well, though. Everything's good. Just he's probably really unaware to some degree, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that's wild, man, how resilient kids are, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, if we broke our collarbone, I would be bitching about it this entire episode. That would be that'd be the only thing we'd be talking about, you know, so.
You'd be bitching about it, and we'd be like, womp womp.
Womp, womp. Yeah, so.
You deserve a pat on the back.
Oh, there we go. Womp womp. Okay, so Lee, you also had some crazy stuff go down with your child. What?
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about that. I do want to. There's something I did want to talk about.
Let me
though.
walk over.
So, we have the episode 100 coming up, which is kind of a big deal. And, of course, everyone in my house has to be on board. So my wife told me the other day when we woke up, she's like, dude, I had a dream about episode 100.
Uh-oh.
I was like, what? So she said we didn't make it. We passed out and started sleeping, which
Probably.
is whatever. But what I thought was the funniest thing was she said that she had a dream about you specifically. She said you started DJing.
I love it.
Except you were playing like elevator music.
Sounds good. That might.
And you were telling everyone like, yeah, man, this is the
Muzak.
best. This is the best.
Muzak with David Brewington.
That might happen. I mean, there's a strong possibility that happens.
So that's the prediction from upstairs.
Speaking of, here's the flyer for episode 100. Here's our little poster we made. I just want to run down some of the guests we have on here because this is quite a cast of people. So I'm just going to read them off real quick. These are people that plan on joining us for episode 100. We have Ebony of Tennessee Titans cheerleader fame. We have Girl Beer Sports Podcast. Jason Steen, of course, always in the chat with us. Not Playing Stupid Podcast. Marlon Mealer, a.k.a. Half Pint. Rusty G. Michael Anthony's coming on. I talked to him the other day. Josh Baker, who's been on the show a couple times. Shauna Hampton, my friend. That's going to be fun. We got Minx of Cooter and Minx. We got Josh Roberson, who's been on the show before. Jude Quinn, who's a musician. We got Sarah and Derek from Comp My Pod are both going to be calling in. Elizabeth Donaldson, a good friend of ours, friend of the show, is coming in. Fake Ass Radio Show. Adam and JP are of the podcast role. Bobby Joe is going to stop back by. He's been on the show a couple times. Haley St. John of 102.9 The Buzz. Little Geek Lost. Mandy's coming on. Comedian Micah Wyman's coming on. It's going to be fun. We got Raquel Red, who is a, I guess, cross-dresser that's coming on. That's going to be interesting. And possibly more. We got our friend Ender Bowen coming on. He's going to play some music for us as well. So tons of guests. I hope they're all there. Card is subject to change. Never forget that. But we hope all you guys come hang out with us. And it's going to be very... Rusty G said he'll be there at 5 to wake us up. So any Lyft stories? They're asking, do you have any Lyft stories this week?
Yeah, I'll have to go drive some more. Maybe, stir up some trouble or
So
something.
you don't have any since last week?
Just the weirdest thing. I did drive a bit. It was actually a pretty good weekend. They had like a monster truck jam downtown. At the same time that a gay pride parade was going on.
Okay. Well, there you go.
So it was a very interesting mix of people.
So how many
all walks of life?
How many people from Pride do you think you picked up?
Definitely quite a few.
And were they loquacious? Were they talkative?
Yeah, some were. Some
what were they
weren't.
saying? Give us the scoops, man. Come on.
So yeah, this one guy I picked up was obviously gay, and he was talking about micro dosing mushrooms and like vape pens and stuff like that. And like there was one, the weirdest thing that I thought was there was like this group of like 5 people, and like I'm having trouble finding them, and then suddenly they show up and they throw this drunk girl in the back of my car.
Oh, that's
and just like close the door and like wave.
Nope.
I'm just like,
you took her?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, she was conscious for.
Was she
some of it.
talkative or?
No, she was face down in the car.
Oh wow, John. I mean, would you feel comfortable with that in this Me Too movement?
Oh yeah, I'd be like, nope, I gotta have another witness here.
So no, I felt the exact opposite. I felt like I'm glad that I'm here because something could possibly happen to this woman. So it's a good thing that I'm here because
that's how every 2020 that's how every 2020 story starts off. You know, I picked her up, I dropped her, I don't know where she's at, she's gone.
So what? Okay, let me ask you a question here. What if the cops show up the next day and they're like, we need a DNA sample?
Oh,
you give it to them? Knowing that you didn't do anything.
Here's what I would advise.
Lawyer
I would lawyer up, yes. I mean, I advise anyone, the minute the cops show up at your door to start questioning or anything like that, you get a lawyer. I don't care if you're innocent, guilty, or whatever. You better get a lawyer because I've seen too many documentaries lately as in the past that they will try to get you jammed up regardless. They'll get one thing that you say that's inconsistent. They'll keep you in there for 6 or 7 hours. This is free advice. I used to work for the police department for many years, almost 20 years. Get a lawyer if you're being questioned. Just do it for your own protection, your own safety. That's what I would say about that.
The other advice that I haven't taken for myself that I need to work on, get a dash cam.
You don't have one?
No.
Bro, I could have brought you. I have one.
Well, that's...
Okay, well, you definitely need to get one.
Yeah.
For
so
sure.
if you have the video, audio of what's going on, bulletproof, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That stuff can't be faked, can it?
Anything can be faked, I guess. So, all right. So, no good. So, okay. So, Lyft. We'll continue with the Lyft stories. People like those. My son got his black belt in Taekwondo tonight. He tested Saturday. So, that was big in my world. And then I went and saw Incredibles 2. Saw that at the movie theater. Good movie. I love The Incredibles. It's one of my favorite Pixar films. So,
how would you rank it?
Part 2. Oh, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. At least it's good. I love Pixar movies. I watched Coco the other night as well. And, I was a little bit of tears were shed on that one. Have you seen Coco?
I have not,
okay.
but that makes me want to see it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Is this about the monkey?
No, Coco's about a guy, a little boy who goes to, it's Day of the Dead, and he somehow gets transported to the world of the dead. And so he's got to find his father. He doesn't know who his father is. And, once again, any movie with father addressing father issues.
Weird movies. I'm just going to say
Coco was like won best Oscar for animated movie.
Is this the one with the basketball player?
No.
What's his name? The Sprite?
Oh, Dr. Drew?
No, not Dr. Drew. The basketball player, Kobe Bryant.
Oh no!
Didn't he win an Oscar for
animated short?
Isn't that what you just said?
Oh, animated movie. I'm sorry, animated
full
movie.
length.
Yeah, full length. Yes. So. Yeah, so anytime any father issues come up, I'm baby. I'm crying. Like How to Train Your Dragon, every time I cry.
What?
Every time, man.
Are you
every time.
serious?
Oh, yeah, dude. It's touching. It's touching film.
What do we do for that? I don't even know how you write that shit.
You go, womp womp.
Womp womp.
I thought you were talking about the sign language gorilla.
Coco.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Coco.
Yeah.
That sucks.
That's sadder than Harambe, honestly.
Well, we also had another loss this week. Jeffrey Giraffe. It's gone. Toys R Us closed down for good today. Or tomorrow, I guess. But here locally, they closed down today. So
it'll always live in our hearts.
I mean, I went Wednesday and I picked up a couple of things. There wasn't much left. And I'd been a couple of times, picked up some things. But part of our childhood kind of gone. And that's just the way in the day of Amazon and everything being done online. It's just how it goes, unfortunately. Now, I do got to say that we tweeted out something this week that got a lot of traction on Twitter. I was listening to Spotify. I got a Spotify account. I love it. It's fantastic. And I was listening to some 2000s rock, okay? And 2000s rock was a very interesting time in American music history. You had bands like Coheed and Cambria, who we haven't heard of. You had Papa Roach, Limp Bizkit,
What
Avenged
was the two
Sevenfold.
girls' name?
Tattoo.
I was walking with a ghost. I love those.
You know what I'm talking about.
I
It's
love
kind
them.
of like Coheed and
Tegan, Sarah and Tegan.
Tegan,
Oh,
Sarah and
I
Tegan.
love Tegan and Sarah and Tegan, whatever their names are. But yeah, so anyway, so I listened to Coheed.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yes, there you go.
There's a lot of ands.
So I listened to Coheed and Cambria, and I tweeted out, man, whatever happened to Coheed and Cambria? Does anybody remember 2005? And Coheed and Cambria retweeted that, and then their fans were like, oh, no, you have to pay for this. So our Twitter was blowing up, man. We had, how much was it? Like tons. I mean,
80 retweets.
80 retweets, like 600.
I mean, 800,000.
It was something crazy. I don't
Yeah,
remember what it was.
sorry.
But so Coheed and Cambria, Lee has something he wants to say to you. Go ahead. You said you were going to address the band. You love them.
I'm kind of being put on the spot. Like maybe you could write down what I was going to say. I don't exactly remember.
Well, you said you loved them. You loved them so much you had a nickname for them or something. Jay-Z and Snoop Dogg
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
something like Coolio and Snoop Dogg.
I don't care.
I forget.
Anyways, look, I didn't mean to, if you're listening, I didn't mean to offend the band. I liked the singles, and so what? I didn't stick with them, okay? Give me a break, man. Which band have you really stuck with from their inception to now? Like, it's really rare. Like, can you name any band, John, you've followed hardcore all the way through?
The closest I'd probably have to say would be Counting Crows, but there are times where I fall off.
Right, like they have one album.
Who?
I'm not even familiar
Wait,
with.
I missed it. Who?
Counting Crows.
Oh, okay.
Counting Crows. Yeah, I mean, they have an entire album. I'm like, yeah, I don't know any songs off this album. We went to concert and they played some of the songs. I was like, yeah, not familiar with them. So Coheed, Cambria, whatever, man. Get over it. Your fans get over it. Kiss our ass. Okay, that's what I got to say. No, actually, the truth is a lot of the fans were actually cool and did interact and said, hey, check this out. Check it out. I went back and listened to them. I still enjoy their songs. They were a good band. So that's what happened to us. Make sure you follow us on social media where you can catch all of that. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to just jump into the topics. We got some good ones this week, man. So what are we going to start with this week on the Wheel of Topics?
I wanted to start with a topic that was like definitely in the news big time.
Yeah.
The old the peppermint patty. I keep wanting to call her peppermint patty.
You might as well call her Peppermint Patty. So Peppermint Patty. So this woman in California saw a young black girl selling water on the sidewalk, and she, quote unquote, called the police to try to have her shut down. And the mother filmed her doing this, and guess what happened? Oh, you thought Coheed and Cambria came after us. This woman was in trouble. Let's just say that. So there's layers to this story which are amazing. I did text her today to try to get her to come on the show. No response, unfortunately. I did have her phone number.
That would be one that I would love.
Yeah, it would be amazing.
Could you imagine?
So, okay, so she's saying first off that she actually did not call the police. She was just faking like she called the police. And the police have not responded with that they got a call or not, which is almost kind of more weird that you would go out there and fake like you're calling the police. Couldn't you just go up? She said they were outside her window, her and her mom, selling this water. It was a hot day. The girl was trying to raise money for some trip or something, and for Disney. She was trying to raise money for Disney, and she said they were yelling the entire time. They were super loud, and so that she went out and tried to do that where they would stop doing it. Now, here's where the kicker comes in. I always say this. You better be careful when you get out there and put yourself out there, because everyone has a past, okay? Especially someone that would do this. Like, there's no way I can envision myself walking out, calling the cops on a young girl selling water. I mean, to me, the solution would have been like, can I buy you out? Like, how much water do you have?
What?
Buy the water. That way she gets the money and the problem is solved.
Wait, was her problem they were making noise?
That's what she says. But she says to the mom on the video, oh, you can't sell water without a permit. So she's blasted now. She's had to step down from her company. Now, John, you don't look like you're familiar with this story.
I am not familiar with
Okay,
this
John,
story.
I want you to... So
She was the CEO.
She's CEO of a company. What do you think the company specialized in? And if you get this, I'm walking off the show for good.
I'll give you a hint. It was a product-based company. So they sold a product.
mean, it'd be bad if their company sold water.
Oh, that would have been pretty good. That would have been pretty good. Lee, Go ahead. What did they say?
She was the CEO of a like a marijuana
Hold on. Wait for
edible
it,
company for both humans and primarily dogs. Which she was interviewed once, and it's semi-illegal, and she said it was kind of a don't ask, don't tell policy on it.
Yeah.
So
she sold essentially marijuana for pets was the company she was the CEO for. Like, I mean, my God, this is such a weird world we
she'd
live
be
in.
okay with them selling water. I mean, what with the cotton mouth and everything.
There you go, right? Yeah, those dogs.
maybe that's her. She was upset it was $2, you know?
There you go, yeah. So she got blasted. She's had to step down. She said she's a
Maybe that's her turf. You know,
yeah,
you
probably.
can't be selling on my turf.
There you
The
go.
company is called Treatwell, by the way.
Treatwell.
And she had to step down because so many people started boycotting
Yeah,
her.
I mean, the people started leaving negative reviews for a company and all that. And is this justified at all, Lee? Can you find any justification for Permit Patty's behavior?
Well, the first thing that I question is, like, obviously when it came out, it's like the media blitz. And we've talked
yeah.
about this ad nauseum on the show about social media and the 15 minutes of like everyone pitchfork armying together. At first I was like, oh my God, this is horrible. And they're putting her picture next to Sarah and the other lady and doing all this. Is this even racially motivated? Because that's the first thing that I saw. It's like, it's complete. Like she was angry because the people were people of color selling water.
Right.
Do you think that actually had anything to do with it?
It's hard to say. I honestly, I mean, I like to take people at a certain measure to say, I don't think so. I think if it had been a white child, she probably would have done the same. But it's hard to say. You know, I don't know. But what we're in a society now where the video is like 30 seconds long. So everyone's making entire judgments about, and I'm not saying she's a good woman. I don't know her. Maybe she's good. Maybe she's bad.
I'm going to go and say she's probably not
Probably not, but I don't know. You know,
well, she said she was stressed out.
I think if she had some of her own treats, that she'd have been okay
there
with
you
them
go.
selling the water.
That might have been the solution to the problem.
So, but here's why I ask, and it's because if it's racially motivated, then this woman needs to be crucified on social media. If it's not, maybe there's a little bit of room for redemption there, you know? It's hard to judge something like that.
What do people want on the social media mob? Let's say she is.
They want someone to hate.
Let's say
particularly white people.
Right, but let's say she is racist. Let's just say
majority people.
Let's say she's borderline racist. Okay.
Okay.
Does that really justify you getting her fired from her job through this social media shaming? What does that solve? Does it solve any one for the good guys? Because I mean, you can look on the other side, and I'm sure there's people just as bad on the other way. I mean,
if she's a horrible person, then
she doesn't deserve to have a job. Is that where we're at in society? I mean, I think that has a lot to do with Donald Trump right now, where people are like, we got to impeach this guy. But like, the right didn't like Obama. The left didn't like Bush. Bush is lucky he was not in this era of social media, because trust me, man, I worked with people and they hated W bad.
Yeah.
I think they may have hated W bad worse than Donald Trump.
Yeah.
The people I worked with.
We thought that would be the case, but now that it's
here,
here,
I think if you work with the government, though, I could see if you're a government worker, you might hate Bush a little more than Trump.
I remember I worked with one girl, and there was about 10 of us that worked together in a small office, and she was conservative, and they gave her hell every day. Every day it was like
she deserved it, though, right?
I mean,
if your identity is to be conservative or liberal,
yes,
you kind of set yourself open for those type of
I guess
attacks,
that's true,
right?
yes. I guess that's true, yes.
Well,
get a personality. Like, stop leaning on
it's
politics.
not like she was wearing a "Friends Don't Let Friends Vote Democrat" shirt to work.
She probably was doing something very similar, though.
I felt kind of bad for her. I mean, it's sad when you I don't know, man. I voted for Kerry, so obviously you know where I stood on the matter. I didn't like W either. I haven't liked a president pretty much since I've been voting. So, I mean, there is that as well. So,
but the point is, if it had been like even closer to a split, if it had been like 75-25, it wouldn't have happened at work, at this lady's work.
Yeah.
But since she was the only one, that mob mentality kicks in.
Right.
This is really dangerous for society.
No, I know it's very
super dangerous.
Hey, I agree with you.
And social media has made it worse.
Yes, it has intensified it and made it worse. I agree. 100%.
And like, you can paint any narrative that you want. Like, imagine if someone wanted to take things that we said out of context and put together a little montage.
Oh, we'd be roasted.
We'd be roasted.
We do it to ourselves.
We would be roasted. You're right. So
what if someone had motivation?
So is Permit Patty, is she our idiot of the week, or do we have better ones? We have better ones, right? We have better ones.
Do we? I don't.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we have better ones.
Okay,
Yes,
all right.
we definitely have a
All
better
right,
one.
Let's go to the next story.
Okay,
then.
so in a similar vein,
Oh, boy. Here we go.
in the news, the Red Hen,
Yeah.
the infamous Red Hen story.
So Sarah Sanders, spokesperson for the White House.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Yeah, she loves us. She went to a restaurant called the Red Hen, and I guess the owner was not of the conservative lifestyle.
Well, no, they took a vote.
They took a vote.
Yeah.
And what happened?
They voted her off the island.
Oh, so
The owner went and let everyone in the restaurant vote.
Oh, really? Okay.
And she said, whatever, if everyone says, if the majority say that she can stay, but if the majority say that she has to go, that they're not going to serve her because of I would assume it has something to do with the stuff that's going on at the border with
for sure.
migrant children.
For sure, yeah.
Because probably some of them were, Hispanic or had families that were affected or something like that. I don't know.
Right. Well, so they kicked her out, and then,
Just
of
decent
course,
people.
This became a big story. And what the parallels people are drawing is saying she was complaining about it on her personal Twitter, and they're saying there's some ethic violations possibly there. But then people started going, well, you're okay with a conservative baker not making a cake for a gay couple, but now you're upset that you got kicked out of a restaurant because your views didn't match up with them. Now, John, is there a difference between the two, really, at the end of the day?
The hesitation.
I know.
I'm
He wants to
thinking
say-
about it. I mean,
Lee, what do
I
you
don't
like?
know.
I mean, is there a difference? There shouldn't be.
Right.
Like if you stand on the principles of that you're a private business owner and you have the right to refuse service to anyone you want,
right.
then
Which
that's
is,
the case.
Right, which is what the conservatives want, right? That's the
well,
whole...
but the liberals are like if we're labeling people conservative or liberals are saying the same thing. Like they're really excited that
yeah.
this woman got kicked out or whatever.
Yeah, it's wild.
And
yeah.
like they say that there is a difference between like refusing a gay person a wedding cake because
Yeah.
they say it's like it's like one's immoral and the other's not.
I
I mean, like either side is both just saying the same thing. Like
Well,
we want to cherry pick.
I guess they would argue that the gay person doesn't have a choice that they're gay, right? And they would argue that you have a choice in your life to get to be a conservative viewpoint. Now, you can argue that all day long. That's not what we're arguing. But I just find it funny, and I think you nailed the crux of the story right there, is that one side says it's okay until that's happening to them, and then it's, oh, whoa, wait a second, this is about freedom in America. And it's like, guys, you got to pick it one way or the other. You can't have it both ways. If you want the cake guy being able to do his thing, then the restaurant can boot her, and you can't really say too much about it. I don't know. This country is just right now at it.
I mean, the
It's
same
wild,
exact thing's
man.
happening with the justice. They're like before when Obama was in office, they said we cannot have him put a judge in place before he's getting ready to have an election.
Yeah.
And now that they're in the same situation, they are saying we have to get a justice in place before the election takes place.
But the election's 2 years off,
It's just cherry picking, bro.
right? The election's in 2020.
It's whatever.
Hey, guys, that's the way America swings. There's liberal judges, there's conservative judges, and a lot of people I know that voted for Donald Trump, when I asked them
the
why,
only reason they voted for was to make sure that
conservative,
conservative judge got in the vacancy.
yeah, many I've talked to said straight up, I do not like Donald Trump, but this is about right to life, which is the big one. Roe v. Wade is the big one, knowing that this possibly could get overturned now if he gets a conservative judge.
Dude, there will be so many protests in the streets. There will be riots. Like it's basically the foundation of a civil war if that happens.
We'll see.
It's like taxes. You can't once taxes are on the books, you can't pull that off. It's just like guns. Like once you have gun laws like that, you can't pull the guns out.
I
You're going to have the same kind of venomous people that will die to protect the freedom of a female's body.
Well, it's probably going to happen. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I'm hoping that the Supreme Court stays balanced and they don't go.
Well,
and
it's never going to be
overturn.
balanced
It's
because
9 people.
It's 9 people.
Well,
There's
you
all,
can have moderate judges in place. Like you could have a
Well.
president go, let's actually get some people that approach law from logic instead of a partisan politic issue. So if you actually got someone that was more interested in the rule of law,
Yeah, that'd be great.
than
Yeah.
a political agenda, which is what they're supposed to do.
I agree.
But anyway,
I mean,
let's
I don't think that'd ever be possible.
There are people
Oh,
out
it's
there.
There's so much power and money flying at these people that, I mean, probably one of the most purest people in the world would be put in that position, and I think a lot of people, for the majority of people, would be hard for them to give up that temptation.
I would not go corrupt.
Well, everybody
You
says
say
that.
that,
Everybody
but I
says that.
mean,
Not everyone.
All the King's Men, read it. It's exactly what that's about. So we'll be monitoring that. That will be interesting. All right, keep
But
going.
anyway, so what's your?
I just think it's silly. It's just hypocrisy on both sides. If a restaurant doesn't want to
my
serve
thing is
someone,
like-
then kick them out. Get out of here.
Overall, yeah.
I don't even care
Bro,
about that
would-
angle of it.
would
Let me
you-
just say this.
Okay.
This woman had it coming, man. She gets up in front of that press every day and she ridicules them. She belittles them. She gives them nothing.
But that's her job, right?
Right. But
Okay.
she had to see this coming. That's all I'm saying. She shouldn't be upset.
No, she well,
she
no,
should have just
right.
moved on with her life.
Yeah.
Like someone in the chat said, just go home and eat you some Weight Watchers, Sarah.
Okay.
I know she's listening right now.
There you go. Well, there you go. That's a little fat shaming. But anyway, I'm not about that.
Okay, well, speaking of fat shaming, I guess the next story is
All right.
appropriate.
Go ahead.
This one, I don't know. I don't even know who this guy is. I'm not
Okay,
gonna lie.
this is a famous DJ. DJ Dan Ingram dies at 83 years old. Now, I've talked about on this show that I don't like steak, okay? And the reason I don't like steak is because it's too chewy. It's always feel like I'm choking on pieces of steak if I eat it. I'm just not a fan if it's not cooked right. This guy, famous DJ.
Have you thought about like testosterone replacement therapy?
No, why? Because I don't
mean,
like
you're
steak.
you're crying at the
Oh,
you're
yeah, I
crying
might
at
need it.
Dragon Trainer. You're not eating steaks too chewy.
I've always thought, well, maybe I do need some testosterone. Send it my way if you got it. But this guy, famous DJ, 83 years old, dies of choking on a piece of steak. One of my fears of life, I have two fears that I'm seriously afraid of dying. Number one is choking, because I do have issues with food and texture.
Obviously.
And number two is dying in a car crash, because I just think I'm in the car a lot, and I've always thought about I might die in a car wreck. I've always thought that.
But you have such a casual approach to driving. You're like on your phone, driving with a knee, smoking a cigar.
What can you do? I mean,
It's so weird to have a fear of dying
Well, I mean,
automobile accident and to drive so carelessly.
It's not a fear, but sometimes I'm in heavy traffic and things are going wrong. I get kind of a little bit
See, it's not
anxious,
you, it's
you know.
them. It's them.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm a good driver. They're not. So, anyways, rest in peace, Dan Ingram. That's a terrible way to go.
Was
we
he
should ban
alone?
steaks. We
So
should ban.
th-
I don't know.
No, we're
Read the
not banning
story.
steaks.
Yeah,
Was
we
he
should-
alone?
Yeah, we're banning
Because,
steaks.
here's the thing. Does no one know the Heimlich maneuver anymore?
Did you know it?
Yes, I know the Heimlich. I can give it to myself if I have a chair.
Okay, John.
Right?
John, do you know the Heimlich?
I know the Heimlich.
Okay, well,
I feel like everyone knows the Heimlich
he's
maneuver,
83
right?
years old. He's a DJ. He's probably by himself. Yes, I would imagine. Okay. I hate to tell you guys, but if this was the career path we kept going on, at 83, we're probably eating steak by ourselves somewhere, choking by ourselves on a piece of steak. So, rest in peace, fellow broadcaster Dan Ingram. Hey, if you love steak, I guess that was a good way to go, right? I mean, you got to go doing something you like. So, Jason Steen says, Lee, were you a Boy Scout?
I was a Cub Scout and a police explorer, which is similar to a Boy Scout, but it's like,
It is part of the BSA.
It's more like
nerdier.
gun. It's
But-
like gun oriented toward guns.
Yeah.
But
And handcuffs.
as I do recall, didn't we all get CPR certification?
Yeah. But, I mean, it runs out. I mean, yeah, you should be getting CPR certified or at least going to the classes to know, because you're right. It could happen at any time. We worked in a restaurant for a long time. I prayed that never happened while I was working. But one time, right before my shift came in, a dude died of a heart attack at the station I was supposed to be working. I missed it by like 30 minutes. The server that was waiting on him was shook up. Like, she was hysterical. The guy dropped dead right there at the table. I was like, oh my God, that's a bad day.
And she's like, I'm not getting a tip now.
Well, you can always ask for the tip before you head out for the day.
What?
Like, y'all gonna hit that up, man? Y'all gonna take care of that bill or whatever? So no, it's sad, man. But rest in peace.
I'm
this guy.
hoping the manager probably like gave her a little extra and sent her home, right?
No.
Nah, they put
This
her-
was Cracker Barrel.
Wow.
No. You need to clean up your station before you go home. That's what they actually said.
Fill up
So-
those salt and pepper
Yeah, fill the
shakers. Uh,
salt and pepper shake. Get that ketchup filled. So okay.
Reference.
All right, let's keep
Rip
moving
Ingram.
stories.
Okay. So the next one, let's see what you think about this one.
All right. Chicago bar bans Make America Great Again hats. So
And
face tattoos.
they also banned face tattoos.
I'm about that. That's good. That is a good decision. I don't think any business should serve anyone wearing face tattoos. I can get behind that.
Wait, they should not be served by anyone. What about other businesses run by maybe like
If
people that have face
okay,
tattoos and like everyone, the clientele, the staff, the
And
owners.
if Nazis want to start their own business and only serve Nazis, hey, go at it, brother. Do your thing. But in my restaurant, the rules will be on the door. No face tattoos.
Okay, in your second-class citizen society that you've set up, are people, what are we going to call them, like clean-faced?
Yeah, sure.
Are clean-faced people allowed to eat at the dirty-faced restaurants?
I would advise against it. I mean, I would not make that a law, but I would advise against it.
So it's not illegal. It's just frowned upon.
It's frowned upon.
Are there going to be like different football leagues and stuff?
For face tattoos? I mean, if you want to be a barbarian and go out and hit other people, face tattoo is probably the line of work.
That's what I was thinking. Like, it would probably be more exciting to watch the face tattoo league than like.
Well, that's fine. I'm not saying I'd be in the league.
Network,
yeah, I wouldn't be in the league. So
you can only be a football player if you have.
Yeah, that works for me.
So that's like even worse.
Or Tom Brady.
Like
or Tom Brady. It could be Tom Brady and the face tattoo people. That's
Tom Brady or people with face tattoos.
And neck tattoos.
They later went back and changed and updated. I don't think anyone was really upset about the Make America Great hat, really. Like the 3 people that wear them around were probably kind of like, hey, that's obviously targeted at me. But there was a lot of people that were upset at the facial tattoos. So they had to go back and later say only gang-related facial tattoos are not allowed.
Okay, and what? Someone there is certified in gang tattoos. They know what gang tattoos are. I mean, give me a break. That's dumb.
Have you ever seen a face tattoo that wasn't gang-related? I mean, come on. Use your common sense, man.
The teardrops, I mean, they're not necessarily...
Definitely gang related.
Definitely gang related. Yeah,
it's like the people with the My Little Pony facial tattoos.
Okay, they're not in. They're in a gang.
Or like the dolphin hopping out of the water with the moon.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of facial tattoos like that, right?
No, I have not. Thank God. But sure. But anyway, they want to keep the classy environment. So good job, Chicago. You're doing something right. All right.
So you agree with this?
100%. Oh yeah, 100%.
How do you feel about the MAGA hat?
That's great.
Do you own a MAGA hat?
No.
Would you wear one?
You said you were going to buy us them, and we were going to wear them on the show.
Well, you should have known that was a lie.
You said when he gets reelected, we're wearing those hats every episode.
I did say that, didn't
he say that? Okay. All right. So
can I deface mine?
No.
I didn't say I wasn't.
No, you have to wear it as is, red and everything. I go out with a guy that wears a hat, and I said, bro, you got to take that off, man. We went to a hot chicken place one time, and we didn't get our food for like 30 minutes. Black
you should wear
establishment.
your Malcolm X hat, and he should wear his
I bounced him
MAGA
out,
hat.
and I looked at him. I said, I ain't with this dude, man.
You carry around a boombox and play like the Odd Couple theme and stuff.
There you go. Yeah, but that's I tell him, man, you got to take that hat off, man. Like you're asking for trouble with that. He said he actually had a Trump sticker on the back of his windshield. He had to take it off because he kept getting damage to his car everywhere he went.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, that's wrong. You shouldn't go around vandalizing people's property.
I mean, a lot of people would say it's wrong to put a Donald Trump sticker on your car.
I mean, yeah, but
two sides of the story.
I think we're in this era of destroy things or assault people if they disagree with us. I mean, come on.
But I mean, isn't there a line where it's kind of like becomes acceptable?
No, never.
Is it kind of like a miniature underground revolution almost?
If they're like Nazis, sure.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're in Nazi Germany and you come to the realization that your government is like ultimately evil and their final solution involves genocide.
If we got there, yes. I mean,
okay, so let me just go out and tell you. I can tell you haven't been on Twitter in a while. There are people in droves who actually feel that way.
Oh, I know.
That America is literally, at this point in time, a Nazi state.
I know, yes.
What they're doing, still living here and tweeting on the American platform.
Right, who knows? I don't know.
I don't think it's quite that bad yet.
I don't either, but
it doesn't get there.
We could get there. We do have to pay attention, but don't jump to extremes no matter what the situation is.
Let me tell you like this. This is the hope I had. Like they tried to do it to kids. They tried to deny the due process, and a lot of people stood up and said, no, and it's not going on anymore, right?
Right.
Or is it?
Who knows? It's not being reported.
Well, they at least said that
it's not being reported. And the picture, here's the ironic part, the picture that they used about the kids in detention camps was actually taken during Obama's presidency. So take that for what it is. All right. So,
So I wanted to get your opinion on this story too.
all right.
All right, now this is not even the one. I don't know what happened to it. It disappeared. But let's do this story. This looks fun.
Okay, here we go. This is our idiot of the week.
God, I am surrounded by idiots.
To the idiot mobile. You idiot.
You're an idiot.
Well, that's because you're an idiot.
All right, so if I said, what state do you think the idiot of the week is from, John, what would be your first pick if you had to just pick one random state at random?
In my personal life, I would say Arkansas, but based on this podcast, I would say Florida.
Thank you.
It's always Florida.
It's
man.
always Florida.
Always
It's always
Florida.
Florida, man.
Here's the headline. Man clings to car going 70 miles an hour on I-95 in South Florida. The video, if you've not seen it, please go find this video because it is amazing. This guy is driving down the street in his car. He looks over to the left, and there is a man on the hood of a car with his woman driving it going 70 miles an hour
There's so
down
many
the highway.
jokes there.
And they're talking to each other while he's on the car. Now, this guy's either the dumbest person alive or the NFL needs to sign this dude tomorrow. Do you think, John, you could hang on to a car at 70 miles an hour going down the highway on the hood?
No.
I mean,
It depends on how mad she was at me.
where are you at in your relationship where your girlfriend or wife takes off in the car, you jump on? Okay, already strike one. Okay, strike one. Strike two, you continue to hang on to the car. There had to be stops along the way, right? I mean, there's no way. Then you jump on, let's say, and you're in Nashville, you jump on I-40, I-65. There's no way, John. Is there a possibility you're hanging on to that car at all? Dude, look at this. Is insane.
It's just going straight. It's not even that bad.
It's going straight. It's 70 miles an hour, man.
What do you think the guys, you think they're like a YouTube channel and they're trying to get some...
I don't know what's going on, but I'm just saying, man, Florida is off the chain. And like the guy filming it, he's kind of alarmed, but he's kind of like, all right, man, I guess they're having a fight or something.
Do you think they're filming it as well?
Oh, no.
You think it's just a fight?
I think it's a fight,
So
yeah.
you think he like jumped on the hood and the woman's just like, well,
Took off, yeah.
This is our life now.
I mean, he was probably...
This is our life.
I mean, that relationship is probably not going places, I would say.
It's
but-
going 70 miles
it's
per
going
hour.
70 miles an hour down the Florida highway.
I don't know where it's going, but they're making really good time.
Lee, anybody, or is anyone worth hanging on to the hood of a car at 70 miles per hour for? Like, is that relationship?
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue this is actually the strongest relationship of all time if you really want to take it that way.
He's pretty strong. I'm just saying there better be a winning Powerball ticket in that car.
Okay, like think about like the Tom Brady story that you posted on Twitter about the...
Go ahead.
I can't even say it.
Go ahead.
What is it? What's the hashtag?
Go ahead.
So you posted a story about Tom Brady liked a post on Twitter.
About
He actually
Barstool Sports.
responded, didn't
Yeah.
he? He responded about eating ass fresh out of the shower.
Ass eating season, yeah.
Ass eating season, and Tom
Is
Brady was
upon
like,
us.
"Yep," and posted some emojis when someone posted it.
Okay,
So,
then we're just going to
so
get...
if
No,
you-
we got to ask the question. Ass eating season, Lee, you in or you
I'm
out?
definitely out on that one.
John, okay. I just had to make sure.
Have you? What about you? Yeah, we have a definitely yes,
You know, it's kind of disgusting when you think about it.
but only out of the shower, right?
Do you really even have to think about it? It's just
I know,
disgusting.
right? I would not endorse ass eating season. I'll put it like that. I watched Trick Daddy on a podcast or Hot Ones video show. And he said, "Man, it's the life." He said, "You
All
never
right, maybe-
lived."
All right, I'll try it. Whatever.
Trick Daddy, Lee's the new Trick
I'm in.
Daddy.
Who's the first person that decided that's a good idea?
Brother, man.
I mean, somebody who's just like, you know what?
There's freaky stuff.
I'm going there.
There's freaky stuff happening every day, son, that we
Well,
don't
but
even
how
know
is that
about.
any
I mean,
different than like okay, it's obviously a little bit. How is that any different than getting
fellatio.
or cunnilingus?
Well, I mean, that is a part of the body specifically for
pleasure.
Well, but the
Yes,
the
and
butt
that
is
one-
an erogenous zone as well.
But it is for getting rid of waste as well. I guess you could
Both
argue.
are.
I guess
That's
you could
what I'm
argue
saying, like
penises
you-
as well. I guess you got a point there.
It's all kind of dirty.
Jason
at the end of
says
the day.
in the chat, it's magical, John. You should try it out. I want to ask John real quick while we're talking about that. Have you ever heard of
Someone, I'll take it any day. But would you give it is the question. We would all take it.
I don't know if I'd take it, but John, what is soaking? Do you know what soaking is in the Mormon community? Ever heard of this?
I've never heard of soaking.
Okay, we'll have to bring it up another day.
You can't use the phrase soaking after what we just talked about. That is not a segue.
I've just heard some podcasts talking about it, and they never. Okay, it says from Urban Dictionary, soaking is like planking, only your dick is inside of a Mormon. Now, I don't really know what that means.
Why did you even bring that up?
Well, I just thought it's another thing. The girl, it says from Urban Dictionary, the girl was not to have sex, but was allowed to do soaking because it was not the same. The art of having sex without thrusting.
Oh.
Now do you understand?
I heard that's called docking.
Okay, docking, soaking,
But
whatever.
no,
Have you heard of this in the Mormon community?
It's not.
He's obviously heard of it. They refer to it as.
It's a joke, but
that's
it's not
the Latter
real.
Day
It's
Saints.
not
The Mormons use a
allowed.
different
It's not.
term.
Okay, so is soaking as bad as ass eating season?
Of course not.
Of course not.
Your mouth isn't involved.
No, in the spiritual world, like is one worse than the other?
They're both just as bad.
Okay, they're just. What about sucking toes?
That's not as bad.
Okay, well,
It's not as bad.
certain listeners are proud you said that. So good. There we go. All right. So what were you talking about Tom Brady?
I was saying, like, if this guy found him someone that eats or lets him eat ass, maybe that's worthy.
Maybe
of because, like, obviously not everyone's going to be into that.
That's almost like it's also key of the week right there. All right, do we want to do this last story about
it's
the month?
Tom Brady in the trunk, and would David hang on to the car if Tom Brady was in the trunk of that car?
For sure.
I would hang on for Tom Brady for sure. So
find someone that looks at you like the way Tom Brady looks at booty.
There you go.
Yeah,
I like it. All right. Well, that's all the stories in. Do we got who's to blame? We got Tom for this week. Or are we gonna? Okay. All right. It's time for the segment.
Oh wait, who's to blame?
Oh no, we want to skip over this week.
Sure.
Okay. All right. No, who's
unless you have something that's just really
we'll
burning you up.
We'll
on
go.
the
We got to
inside.
get to John.
Yeah.
We got to get to John. Okay. No, who's to blame this week? But next week we'll get back on it. John, it's time for you to give advice to people. Hopefully, it's not about soaking, docking, or whatever. But it's time for Dear
Mocking.
John. All right, it's time for Dear John. Lee's going to read some advice somebody sent us in this week, and John's going to give some advice, and people will be offended. Go ahead. There we go.
This one comes in, Dear John. Is nitpicking a poor trait to have? I see it as a positive thing as long as matters are brought up in a helpful way. If you want a healthy relationship with the person you live with, isn't it best to tell her what you think should be done and how? 2 examples. My girlfriend likes to take her socks off when she's lying on the couch.
Uh-oh.
She rolls them off her
Toes.
feet with the opposite foot, and they sometimes end up in the corner of the couch, but most of the time on the floor. Also, dishes never get rinsed off, washed, or put away on time. The sock thing is gross, and the dishes end up stinking or the food gets stuck on them. Also, the dishes sit in the strainer, not the cupboard. My girlfriend thinks I go overboard and bombard her with these suggestions. I'd like to know how you feel about nitpicking from Likes Things Neat in Louisville.
Oh, this ought to be good.
I cannot stand nitpicking. If you want something done and she's not doing it the way you want it, do it yourself. You've got hands. When she takes off her socks, approach it right then and there.
You got a mouth.
But don't
Get real flexible.
don't nitpick.
Wow. Is that a Mormon term? Nitpicking?
No, it's not a Mormon term.
So you're just saying to this guy, he's with this girlfriend, whatever she is to him, that he should just come to accept that she's pretty much lazy, not going to clean the dishes.
If those are the only 2 things she's doing wrong, then he's got a winner.
Well, I think those are just 2 examples.
That's a winner. like you have no reference to anything else she's ever done.
Nothing else she's doing wrong.
John, don't you think the little things build up to the measure of a man or a woman? Like if someone's constantly lazy with little things, they're going to be lazy with big things, right? Like if someone is dishonest with little things.
It says not in time. In time for what?
Not in time for it to be clean. Don't you want clean?
They stink. The food gets stuck on them. Like if you were to clean the dishes right then and there, it'd be a lot easier for everyone.
Well, I mean,
involved.
who's cooking the dinner? If she's cooking, then he should clean the dishes.
Well,
it's like
that's the way I see it. Whoever cooks, the other person does the dishes.
Okay, fair enough. The chat's blowing up. So,
oh man,
oh man. We're gonna have another bleeped part of the episode, I guess.
From the chat, I'm just gonna read what's in the chat.
Great.
Robin says, John's wife says, "Yep, I take care of all the crap I don't like." Meaning, I would assume, the dishes, the socks. And Marlon says, "Like bad sex, Robin?" ? Oh boy, it's taking a turn for the worse tonight. So you're just telling us deal with it. Just keep cleaning up after her the rest of their time together.
If you want something done right, do it yourself.
I mean, I would say this is almost a deal breaker if you want the truth. I mean, come on.
The sock thing or the dish thing?
Combined. I mean, like I said, it's little things that build up to a big thing. It's never, even with these nut jobs that go out and do crazy stuff, it was all little stuff that people look back and go, yeah, that guy was a little bit crazy. Yeah, that guy was writing manifestos. Yeah, that guy said he wanted to probably take some people out.
Well, you think this guy's got like a Dexter room in his basement or something?
Well, he might be the problem. I didn't think about that. That is a nice twist on it. This guy might be a freak, like
most people. Here's
clean freak.
Here's the point. Most people that had these problems wouldn't write into a show and be like, "I need help."
That's true. Yeah.
Right. So like, obviously, it's like on his mind constantly.
Yeah.
He's like that girl left her socks on my couch again.
But how do you deal with it? Do you approach the person and just say, "Hey, it really bothers me"?
It's one thing to mention something, but to constantly nitpick. Oh,
keep going. Just pay attention.
Don't even look at it, John. Just stay on point.
The nitpicking is just it's not good for the relationship. It's not good for yourself.
Here's what I would say.
Yeah.
In any relationship, it's very, very important to keep score. Okay, and it's like
there we go.
And it's like, see, for this guy, he like, and John too. It's like, oh, just take care of it. No, it's the sum of the whole.
That's what.
What else is the woman doing?
That's what
I mean, maybe she's doing some other things that are more important than socks and dishes. We don't know.
Maybe it's ass eating season. I don't know.
I didn't want to go there. I feel like we've gone there enough, but that's what I was thinking.
Well, it's going back, baby.
But so you have to assign points to that. And then you have to have something like either a mental whiteboard or a secret list that you keep and don't share. And you really have to keep score and then internalize it until things go off the rail. And then you have this list that you can present later as ammunition.
Is the list affected by hotness? What if this girl is a 9?
Well, of course it's affected.
John, would that be acceptable if she's a 9 or a 10?
Oh, probably.
I'm sure. What if she's a 4 and she's doing this stuff? Then does the game change a little bit? Does hotness affect how much you can nitpick someone?
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Like, let me just throw in here.
Yeah.
We're going to be eating on a lot, okay?
Eating it?
There's not going to be any dirty dishes, okay?
Apparently so.
I just needed to throw that out there.
And on that note, Dear John's over. Oh boy. The chat tonight is off the chain. I love it. Okay.
I really do love our listeners.
All right. Well, let's love our listeners in a little segment we call Blame Your Selfie.
Honestly, when I first started doing this show, you said you have to take selfies of yourself and put it on the Blame Your Selfie. And I literally thought you were insane. Selfie. I was like, why would anyone take a selfie of themselves?
All right, it's time for some selfies from our listener. We ask you to take selfies during the week. Use the hashtag #BlameYourSelfie. Then we bring them up and we sing your praises. And we have a special request tonight. And John, you have the pipes. You have the voice. So you're going to be asked to do something in a little bit. So we're going to see if you step up to the plate or if you fall down on your face. All right, so let's get started with.
Sorry, there's literally so many selfies that... it is causing technical difficulties.
All right. So what we do, like I say, and to explain it, because if you're new and you're just listening, take a selfie anytime during the week, Monday through Sunday. We don't care when you do it, any time of day, and just tag Blame Your Selfie. And then we, like I said, if you're pushing a product, we'll do it. We'll push your product. We'll push your show. Whatever you want, we'll read pretty much what's in the thing here within reason. And so, like I said, we mention these podcasts. People check them out, and they do it. And so there we go. All right, let's get started. First up is Girl Beer Sports, who will be with us on our 100th episode. This is Carrie, and she says, happy podcast T-shirt day, repping two of the best podcasts on the internet. Blame your selfie. And that is, I just say I'm honored for her to wear our shirt and her shirt and saying those are two of the best podcasts. I do agree. I mean, I'm with her. Those are two of the best podcasts on the internet. So when you're done.
Cow, she has a lot of Maker's Mark.
Yeah, she's from Kentucky, the state you crapped up on. Okay, so yeah, so it was podcast T-shirt day, so we appreciate her wearing our shirt, rocking it, and looking good in it. So thank you so much. Cannot wait to have you on episode 100. All right, next, Selfie, sir. All right, here's another podcast T-shirt day. This is Sal of Not Playing Stupid. Go listen to them. Another great podcast. Love it. I'm going to be on it at some point in the future. I can't wait to do that. And they're going to be on the 100th episode. It says, you want to know the secret to getting laid in the morning? Well, I think we probably have a few. But go to bed wearing the Blame Your Brother T-shirt. It works every time. Hashtag blame your selfie. Love it.
Where's his other hand?
I don't know. Taking count. He didn't say. He didn't really indicate what. All right, this is me. This is at Blame Your Dave, if you want to follow me. Celebrating National Sunglasses Day by standing next to the coolest food truck in the known universe. Don't blame Biggie when you can blame your selfie. That's me next to the It Was All a Dream Cuisine food truck.
How was it?
It was actually closed, so I didn't get to eat there.
I was going to ask, did they have kiwi, pretzels, pizza, and fries?
I hope so.
I don't even know what that one thing is. What is that?
I don't know, but it looks like it's got
eggplant.
It's got Biggie on it. Eggplant. Roasted eggplant. All right, John, here we go. This is John's going to step up. This is from Kiki Fierce. Finally, pictures of me out of cosplay. Blame your selfie. Also, could you sing me happy birthday? No one did last Saturday when it was her birthday. John, are you willing to step up and sing happy birthday?
I'm willing, as long as that ban on we're not
no,
it's free
we're
now.
fine.
Okay,
we're good. Here we go.
Free
All right,
everybody.
Free now. It's free now.
Listen. Pay attention.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kiki. Happy birthday to you.
There you go. That was solid. That was solid. Good job.
I apologize for not having the video, but John was rubbing his nipples the entire time.
There you go.
Was.
Kiki, that is just for you. She's in the chat watching, so hopefully she enjoyed. That was good stuff, John. John's got the pipes, man. All right, here we go. This is Gina. This one blew up. 93 likes on Twitter. It says, designer bags and all, blame your selfie. So that is Gina _BFL. Very popular on the Twitter. We love it. Thank you so much for that selfie. We got a lot of attention today. 93 likes. That's crazy. All right, this is Beth at Resting Beth Face, and it says, hashtag blame your selfie, hashtag tequila for the win. So this was her selfie after a night of tequila, which, that can be kind of rough.
That's a good selfie for a night after
That's
tequila.
what I told her. I was like, man, I wish I would look like that. I remember Lee one night at his house knocked down like 8 shots of tequila back to back to back to back to back out on East Street. Yeah, that went south quickly.
I remember that.
Yeah, I do too.
Fun.
Oh, yeah, fun's one word for it. If I did 8 shots of tequila, I would literally I'd pass out.
What's that old T-shirt? 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, floor.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you're a lightweight, I guess,
8 shots, you're right, yeah. Then
I also can chew steak.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't cry at movies.
My man card's about removed, man. All right, this is from Lee at Brother to Blame. If you want to follow him, it says, hard to believe almost 2 years have gone by since my brother and I sat around the kitchen table brainstorming ideas. Hashtag Throwback Thursday, hashtag blame your selfie. So
this is what this used to look like back here.
Yeah, our studio used to look a lot different. And you're right, about 2 years ago, we started this podcast, and it's been a wild ride ever since. So we're here today. So there you go. It's an old school one right there. All right, this is The Brett Man at The Brett Man 5. Hashtag blame your selfie. That reminds me of how I've got thinning hair and have to wear a hat, which I like wearing, so I don't get some sort of stupid solar cancer. Well, good advice there. Definitely wear a hat. I do all the time. I ain't mad at you, brother. I mean, the hair is not as great as it used to be, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. So, yeah, thank you so much for that one, man. That's a friend of Gina came in and participated, so we appreciate that. All right, this is Lula BG at Lula OUB12. Just find her on our thing.
No, that's not it.
Says, when you can't blame anything else, hashtag blame your selfie. And there you go. Thank you so much, Lulu. People love that one as well. 21 freaking likes for that picture. She is
very lovely.
Big fan. Yeah, she does. And she's rocking our T-shirt and her Abby. So, man, things are great. We love it. All right, here's our buddy, Adam Cox, great writer. Actually, when I was getting attacked by Coheed and Cambria, he was our saving grace because they went to our website. Several people read his REM article and loved it. The people were like gushing about it for real. They were like, all right, well, you guys are all right since you wrote that. It's a very, like, people really were like,
thank you, Adam.
Thank you. You saved our ass, man. But yeah, it says, when you try and hide your double X chin, hashtag chin up, hashtag chin and tonic, hashtag blame your selfie. Thank you so much, Adam, for saving us this week because you were a saving grace. Here we go. This is Marlon. When it's podcast T-shirt day, you don't blame others. You just blame your selfie. And there you go. He's wearing the Misogyny Alert T-shirt. We sent some more out this week, so things are going good. We're loving it. Thank you so much, Half Pint. Hopefully you wear that into the studio for episode 100. All right, so that's the end of Blame Your Selfie. Now it's time to give out advice in the major key.
So let me give you a major key. Where is the key?
That is not the key. I want the key.
Give us the keys. So let me give you a major key.
And you really do have the key.
Everybody stand up right now. Everybody. I got the keys now.
All right, so we're gonna pick a life lesson from today's episode. Good God, no telling where this is gonna go. But so like last week, it was Cheetos are for little kids and whores. That was Lee's advice there. Episode 96, don't let your eggplant get roasted. That was a good one. Episode 95, get a life, nerds. Episode 94, keep your jammies fresh. I mean, you'd have to go back and listen to what are these. Episode 91, get you a penis. So, I mean, there are many things that happen over the course of these things. Hit it and quit it. Okay. Wow. Okay. I didn't know.
A pattern.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So, okay. What is standing out? Lee, you generally jot
I wrote
stuff
down one thing so far. Womp womp was one.
That's pretty good, actually.
I would imagine there's something in there about like sex
Soak it in.
nitpicking.
Soak it in. Oh my God.
I think we have a winner, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God. Soak it in.
Soak it in.
Everybody. I got the keys now.
Wow. There you go. Soak it in. Episode 98 is in the books. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out in the chat. Remember, episode 100, man. July 13th. Let us lay it down once more if you weren't paying attention. We are going to be broadcasting for 24 straight hours. 24 straight hours. No resting, no sleeping. We will take occasional bathroom breaks and food breaks, but we're going to
have diapers lined up, actually.
I mean, I might be having to use the bathroom a couple times. So those hot Cheetos get involved, and I'm just going to let you know. So extended bathroom breaks
I'll put some freezers in. I'll put some wipes in the freezer for you, man.
I'll bring some of my own, but thank you.
Some man wipes.
Yes, I got
Brought to you by Man Wipes.
They're actually dude wipes.
Dude wipes.
Dude wipes.
Whatever.
Let me tell you a story. I went to the store the other day. I was looking for wipes, actually, and saw some dude wipes there, and my son goes, "Oh, Dad, they're the people that sponsor your show, right?" And I was like, "No, son."
Yes, son.
I was like, "No." He goes, "No, I heard you say that. You said they sponsor the show," which is a little alarming as listening to the show. Hopefully not this episode, but
so let me get this straight. You steal Loratabs from your son, and then y'all watch this show together? Wow. I think you might have a call from the what's it called? Human and Health Services.
As to quote,
you guys were thinking they were going to come to my house.
As to quote someone, I can neither confirm nor deny those rumors. Okay, so there we go. All right, so you need to go to the website, blameyourbrother.net. That's where you can find all the past episodes. Also, you can find some great articles, man. Half Pints delivering the goods. Adam is. Josh Baker wrote an amazing 3-part story that you just have to.
Really, really good.
Yeah, you digest it, get it. It's so good. Adam, like I said, man, the REM piece he wrote was just well received. So go there, read all the articles for sure. Make sure you're checking that out. Hit all of our social media links. If you're going to buy stuff through Amazon, there's a link on there. Please use that link. It takes you to Amazon. We get a small percentage of sales. You can still buy a Blame Your Brother old school headphone shirt right there. There's a link for it on the website. And every Thursday, we're streamed on Radio Vegas Rocks. If you go to radiovegas.rocks, you can listen to us there along with great other internet programming. You will love it. And there's an email form there if you want to fill out an email, get in touch with us, write the Dear John segment, any ideas.
Send us fan art, anything that you want.
Anything you want, it's all there. Do it. And you can even leave a voicemail on the side. There's so much to do on the website. We love it. So, and you know what? We didn't even get a misogyny alert today. We're doing so good. So, Lee, anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
sorry.
This must never be seen by anyone.
You want me to play it again?
Has anybody
Welcome
seen
to
this?
Memory
Nobody
of the
has
Week. Today is
seen this.
They have
Thursday,
to be
June
found and
28th, the
talked to.
179th day of 2018. There are 186 days left in the year. On June 28, 1968, President Lyndon Baines Johnson signed the Uniform Monday Holiday Bill, which moved commemorations for Washington's birthday, Memorial Day, and Veterans Day to Monday, creating 3-day holiday weekends beginning in 1971. That is today's Memory of the Week. David, John, and Lee, back to you.